Okay, next clip is all about virtual reality. Mr. Mark Zuckerberg has been under a lot of pressure recently with the graphics of the metaverse being terrible. Like, looks like something out of like an early Sims game with like blocky, cartoon type characters on Horizon worlds. They've stepped it up a level. They're doing like photo realism and mapping, and pretty soon in the metaverse, they're hoping that you're going to be able to look like a person would. Here's a demo which they showed at a recent Meta Connect event, showing that it looks just like an actual video of Mark, of Mr. Zuck, when in reality this is scanned, this is mapped, and this is created, and hopefully in virtual reality you'll be able to have a conversation with a person and not a cartoon figure. There it is under the hood. Apple, who are rumoured to release their XR headset in a couple of weeks, or at least show what it's going to look like, have apparently made the killer feature of their model a FaceTime type app where you'll be able to have this type of realism as well. So you'll be able to have a video call with somebody by putting on a headset, and it will look just like you're having a video call with somebody in the room. So right now, VR, very blocky, very Pong type graphics. It's pretty legacy. But when the graphics become indistinguishable from real life, then we're talking, that could be something interesting, right? What's your view, John, on the clip, on the future of VR, on the metaverse, on Mark's innovation in this realm?
So I find it very interesting that he's more and more actually trying to focus on what the real face will look like, what the reality is. See, now getting into, you can start getting augmentation on body language and facial language, which I think is exciting and scary. And the reason I think it's exciting, yes, but it's scary because it's easy to be manipulated.
Yeah, deep fakes,
etc., and things like that, and slightly, maybe almost like, misleading people. Yeah. Right, or it could misrepresent, because it could suddenly mean that it could take someone, misrepresent them, and then put them out that to be the reality. Sure. So I think it's a train that you can't stop. But I suppose, like with all things with Meta, I think it needs a bit of slowing down and a bit of regulation somewhere. Yeah. Because otherwise it can be abused in the same way that obviously his whole social media ideas 20 years ago were very much abused in the big sphere. Oh yeah, I mean, social media regulation, it seems to be on every headline at the moment, and metaverse regulation probably will be the same. I mean, if you think about it, if people are spending a lot of time in this virtual world, is he the president of this new universe, this world? Does he create the laws? I mean, I guess it's his company, so it'll be interesting to see if the government regulates the metaverse and if they get involved in that. And the side with deep fakes is terrifying, because I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds of hours of me on video and audio online, so I'm screwed. I mean, like, people can make me say or do anything at this point. I mean, I'm in massive trouble. But what's your view, Joe, on Mark's vision for, I guess, the next steps of VR?
I don't really understand it to some extent. Partly with the graphics, kind of think like, what took so long, given how much they were spending on the project.
They spent so much money.
Yeah. Crazy. So that they had such basic graphics, compared to even just video games and graphics there.
So it looks like something from a PlayStation 2 to begin with. But I mean, they put so much money into it that I think they spent more money on building out the metaverse than it took to get humans to the moon. Okay, it's the biggest ever capital expenditure on a project in history, as far as we know, and the effects have obviously taken a while to show what could be done. I mean, they put so much money into it. It didn't work out for a long time. Mark Zuckerberg's net worth, he went from like the like in the top 10 richest people in the world, and like not even into like the top 25 list. I mean, I'm sure it's still got billions. I'm sure it's still living large, right? But Meta's value went down 70% in like a year since they rebranded to Meta. Now they're starting to show some signs of coming back, and they're now reinvesting a lot of the time back into Instagram, back into WhatsApp, back into Facebook, the ones that are actually making the money. It's the stock is starting to head in the right direction again. But Meta virtual reality labs is still showing massive losses. I think they make like 300 million a year or something, but they cost billions to keep them running every single year. So, what's your take, Joe, on that side?
Yeah, I still don't really understand the real use case. Maybe I'm too skeptical.
Sure.
But I was trying to think, what is the like killer feature here? Maybe it's to do with like seeing people, having kind of virtual meetings, taking that to the next level. I guess, video calls, you have just the visual side and the sound. You feel with VR, you feel more immersed, kind of 3D visuals, but you still don't have, the other senses like the touch and the smell. Yeah. You're still missing those. Maybe you could have like these weird bodysuits that do those.
It's starting to happen. You've got Tesla gloves, not the car brand, it's a different company with the same name, and that allows you to feel things, but they're really expensive. You have got the smell-o-meter, I think it's called, so it can produce different smells, and you can like wine, you can actually tell the difference between different wines, and on the controller it's linked to different scents. You've got motion because you have 360 omnidirectional treadmills where you can walk and you stay in the same space in real life, but you'll move in the game or in the virtual world. The only thing they can't really get is taste. But I think despite all of this, recreating reality, it's not reality, and that's the problem. I think that's what you're getting at. It's not as good, is it, as us sitting here having this conversation?
Yeah, and even if it was better, why would you choose that over reality?
Yeah.
It's kind of a
I get it. Yeah,
life question.
I mean, maybe he's chasing a something which isn't going to really happen, like mainstream wise. Maybe it's just who knows? I mean, we'll have to wait and see, right? But you obviously, like me, Joe, are skeptical in many ways of the metaverse. What do you think, John? Are you really excited by it? Do you have concerns and hesitations as well? What do you think?
I'm struggling to see the use case.
Yeah.
On a commercial level or a social level. I'm waiting to see it. I kind of lost track of how many years we've been talking about it.
Yeah, a while.
And it hasn't really happened. And apart from the thing of walking around an amusement place to slay dragons and things like that in a fantasy thing for half an hour, great, that's fun. I don't see where you're going to get a return on the investment.
Sure.
Yeah. Hope I'm wrong, and obviously a lot of things have proved me wrong in the past, but I just don't see it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, they're a long way away. They need to get the graphics right. It needs to stop just being a video game and actually have more use cases, whether that's fitness, whether that's meetings, like you said, Joe. Who knows? I mean, like it's a while away from, like, I don't know if you've seen the Ready Player One movie, but the Oasis, I think the perfect digital world, it's nowhere near that, is it, at the moment? But I mean, when Apple, I'm quite excited about what's going to happen in a couple of weeks, because when Apple release a product, usually it's pretty good. I mean, like most of the iPhone is the best selling consumer product probably ever. I mean, when they make a laptop or an Apple Watch, they don't release 100 products. They release one or two things, and they do them really, really well. So when they enter this market, hopefully they're able to turn the ship around and get it going again. But we'll have to see. There
is a risk it's the next 3D TV. If you remember those, that was the next big thing with the glasses. And the glasses are quite similar as well to VR.
Maybe.
And so... Yeah,
I mean, if it is the next 3D TV and the amount of money that they put into it, oh my god, I feel for them. But yeah, I mean, you never go to a cinema anymore and wear 3D glasses, do you? I mean, it's just the what you get is not worth what you have to go through to get it, and maybe that's what VR will be until we have it in glasses like this. I mean, but that will be more like AR. It's just not going to happen probably. Yeah. Okay.
I just wonder if there will be a counter-revolution where people want to actually get more interaction with humans.
Yeah,
I'm just wondering. We've got Generation Z. I don't know what comes next, but whether they'll just think, no, we need people.
Generation VR is the next one. Generation AI.
Yeah. I'm just wondering if they were going to say, no, we just want.
Yeah, people go, it's gone too far.
It's gone too far. We want people. We just want to talk to people.
Yeah,
I don't know because I can't predict the future, but I'm wondering if there will be a counter-revolution against it.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of hope so in a way. But it does kind of get me, nervous when I have younger cousins or when I'm hiring for people and they're growing up with this tech, so they're 5 years old and they've got a VR headset on and it's just like the norm for them. So, give it enough generations, then will it be just as, there as a smartphone? Who knows? I mean, but might backlash. Maybe people might go, "Hey, this is just getting weird. Let's just put down the headsets and let's just have a conversation again."